Make it make sense.
With Ayanda Nyati.
Yeah, the king is back. The champ is back. The champ is here.
What's wrong?
The champ is here.
Hey, Dida. Umkwanazi, who do you think was protecting him?
Oh, is it you?
La hamba khona nje.
Is it you, buddy?
No, it's
well
clear.
Done.
Thank you. It's country duty things.
All right.
It's lovely to be back at home.
Oh, good.
And you sort of wasted no time putting me to work.
So, got something interesting. Very observant, Mina, myself. And you know how I always say to you guys, isn't it funny that, people always talk about the muggings and the crime in Johannesburg, but how often do you see a woman wearing jeans and a phone in their back pocket? Walking the streets
Freely.
comfortably so. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So today on the show, we're talking about walking nightmare. Johannesburg apparently has been named the world's least walking city for 2025. This is according to a new global study which ranks Johannesburg last for pedestrian friendliness. Even just from traffic, from cars on the road, it is never safe. I actually miss those days when most of us used to go shopping in downtown Johannesburg, where you would just walk, And there was crime, but not as bad as it is
Now.
right now.
You can't drive in Johannesburg with your window down.
No.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you're calling for trouble.
Yeah.
You're calling for trouble. And even outside of the actual muggings, the pavements are stores.
100.
You can't walk on the pavements properly because they are congested with people that are selling. Some shops use it as overflow.
Right.
Oh, my word. No, Joburg, I get it. I concur with that study.
Yeah, and this is a timely discussion, and you're absolutely right. We're trying to get to the bottom of why that is the case. How did things get so bad? And more importantly, I suppose, can we still fix it? And I'm saying it's timely because there's so much chatter about who can fix Joburg, right? We know there's few people who've thrown their names into the hat to be the mayor of Johannesburg, and I'm sure we'll have a whole lot of time to talk about that at some stage. For now, let's bring in Siphelele Ngobese, who's a researcher in the Inclusive Cities program and joins us now via our telephone line. Siphelele, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive 959.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
So wonderful to have you with us. Let's unpack the reasons underpinning how we got here. What are some of these key urban planning failures that have led this metro to be so car dependent, resulting in people feeling unsafe to just walk around as pedestrians?
I think firstly, we must acknowledge that this is a South Africa-wide problem in terms of our cities and how well positioned they are for walkability. Of course, they differ and they score differently. Some cities are more walkable than others. But I think yourself and team have already zeroed in on the key issue, which is the issue of crime and violence. And the management of crime and violence, which is something that happens across government, so national, provincial, and local government. So some of the challenges are not only at the local level, but the local level has a critical role to play. I would say some of the things that are important are around infrastructure. You mentioned that pavements are not walkable. There's a whole lot of unauthorized activity where things should be authorized. Other things should be going on there. So we should be able to walk on pavements. You may remember what happened when, one city mayor, did a project to install bike lanes, and, ended up not being used for the purpose that they were made for. So it's also about our own society and our own everyday people and their own mindset around the use of the city, around their understanding of planning and their understanding and response to key interventions.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure if you've had sight of the study that we're quoting. Apparently there were 90 cities that were ranked. Joburg ranking last for a second consecutive year. I think we scored just over 18 out of 100. And I don't want to take it for granted that people know what we mean when we talk about walkability. And the term for me is actually new. Are we able to just break down what we mean by that? Because of course you can still walk the streets of Joburg. The question is, do you actually want to?
Yes. So I come back to the issue of the key deterrents to walking in our cities. You'll see that the cities that scored high, such as your cities like Prague, your cities like Tokyo, they scored high, and the walkability is enabled there by a host of things, including widespread public transport infrastructure, where the use of public transport kind of trumps car use. So you need enabling infrastructure in that way. You also, need a society that's open to that. And I say crime is a key deterrent to walkability. And what we mean by walkability is a city where you can walk, in simple terms, where there are trails for walkability, for walking, and there is prioritization of non-motorized mobility. So you can talk about walkability. Also, you can use interchangeable terms like mobility, so movement, the movement of people. Non-motorized mobility includes walking, use of non-motorized things like you will have your bicycles, your skateboards, etc. So it's a city that enables that in terms of infrastructure that's there, that allows that to be possible. It's also like what I said about mindset shifts as well. Just the perception and the understanding of a car user that they are the primary road user. You need to shift that kind of mindset. So it's about infrastructure, it's about planning decisions, it's about governance, but it's also about ourselves as people living in cities and how we think and make sense our public spaces.
Speaking of that, I'm sure there are a number of spin-offs with people just walking a whole lot more than we do, right? I think health is an obvious one. Perhaps the environment might be better, but there's, talk about how it could help economic growth, reduce inequality, and even help with things like social cohesion.
Certainly. So it definitely has a correlation to how productive our cities are. So there's this growing agenda globally to say you need 15-minute cities, or cities who can live, work, and play within a 15-minute radius. Those cities are cities that need to be walkable, and that has a very big impact on productivity. It also has an impact on whether you can achieve a 24-hour city, so a city that doesn't go to sleep at 6 p.m., such as what we currently have in our South African cities, Johannesburg included. But you pointed to something around health and well-being. I would be very interested in a study where we begin to triangulate and correlate the impact of crime and violence on walkability, and where we find that walkability is not sufficiently enabled, what is the impact on health and well-being, and what is the correlation, for example, with lifestyle diseases. So, these are things that have very tangible influence for us. How long we live, the average lifespan, and the quality of life in a city as well, be it in terms of productivity, being close to opportunities and being able to live. So the study also talked about being able, or people being close enough to green spaces such as parks, being able to walk, from home to work, etc. So all of those things triangulated, I think it's for us to begin to think consciously about how all these things connect.
Absolutely.
That crime and violence is not just, the fear of being, assailed, but what does it mean for your health and well-being? What does it mean for the overall productivity of a city? The fact that you are trying to achieve a 24-hour city where business hours can be longer.
Sure. What a fascinating discussion. Siphelele Ngobese, thanks very much indeed for breaking it all down for us. Siphelele is a researcher in the Inclusive Cities program. And, I can't remember when last I was in the inner city, let alone walk there.
Right?
So few people will be surprised by the findings of the study. And I suppose as we count down to the local government elections next year, it's something to keep top of mind for you, if in fact it affects how you vote.
Yeah. Governance is key. You might have problems, but if you have people who are hands-on on whatever situation is happening in the country, it makes things much better.
Yeah.
But if I can just decide to start my own informal settlement, and 6 months later, and then the authorities come running, and then we take them to the courts, and the courts will be like, no, why did you let these people build these homes
Set
here?
up to begin with.
Do you know what I mean? We're so slow. Even in town, just walking is a mission in that you've got so many vendors occupying the pavements that you're forced to walk on the street.
Yeah. While hustling or at least wrestling with the taxis.
Yes.
It's just, it's not something that I would do out of my own free will. If I'm walking in town, it means there's something pressing.
Yes.
And I can only get it in town.
And you're trying to get out as soon as you can.
100%.
Last time
You don't even have parking bays.
Last time I walked at Johannesburg, it was 2 years ago. We were doing something with the railway, Iprasa.
Okay.
It was Transport Month, so we were trying all kinds of transports. I walked at those. Glenn, I had to take my phone if I go in.
The dirt.
The smell.
The dirt.
The smell in J. It's bad, man.
And it also just tells us, I mean, every time a new suburb pops up, we are told about town planning and whatever. But there's also maintenance of town planning. I don't understand if the city of Joburg sees that Joburg CBD is such a hub for hawkers or informal traders. How do they not have a proper dumping site? Because part of the pollution that you see there is that mama mang mang na rekisa eng uhloba what we
and it's like those people are told not to clean so that someone can get money to come and clean. And when you come a few hours later,
back to
square one. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Thank you.
It's a mess. Everybody will register whatever and then when I go there, taxi rank. I know from there I go back to the taxi rank and then as for my phone, I leave my phone gontong 100 rand fela ya taxi. I
will look at the study, but there's something I'm disputing. Joburg can be number 90. If you've been to other cities, especially in the continent or in Asia, no. Walkability in Joburg is not as bad as people say. But about Joburg, they all walk fast. You can tell with Basavi crime. I've never been to a city where people walk fast. Everyone walk fast. Even the people who are selling walk fast.
Yeah, but okay, this guy is disputing the numbers. Guys,
as being the worst.
We strive for the best, eh? We want the best, and we know how that place used to be like years ago.
But I mean, the dynamics then were a bit different, isn't it? Because accessibility of town was also different. We were not accessing it like we are now. Not a lot of us were trading in town. A lot of us that were going to town those yesteryears were literally there as workers.
In case you've just tuned in today on Make It Make Sense, we're talking about walking nightmare, Johannesburg being named the world's least walkable city for 2025. At least Khomutso can still go out and jog. My friends do see her jogging.
In Joburg CBD.
Oh, you're not jogging in Joburg CBD?
No.
Why not?
It's unsafe, guys. It's unsafe.
Yeah, whether
it's
you
congested.
Like it or not, Too many people loitering.
We would love to do stuff in the Joburg CBD, but it feels more unsafe than any other place. I guess if we get a Hillbrow, no.
Just outside Yeoville.
No, miss me.
Remember when we went to Yeoville?
Yeah, I remember when we were eating Nigerian food. Yeah.
Not safe at all. It doesn't look safe.
Yeah.
Like we are standing at like this place is not safe. I'm not safe, la.
Housing it, and I always blame the authorities. So what happens is you see the decay started in downtown Johannesburg, and it's slightly moving north. Like
it is.
Yeoville was the coolest place. It's no longer the place. Now they moved to places like Melville, very close to us where we are now. So the question is. Yeah, and the question is, are we going to run every time when a city gets chaotic?
We'll probably end up. When the city's been hijacked.
Yeah, we'll probably end up near the Botswana border, guys. Remove.
Yeah.
Then Kempton Park. There was a street where there was Home Affairs. That wall, Home Affairs, was. Yeah. Maybe there's 2 South Africans. in that whole space as a Kempton Park. Maybe there's two South Africans. One as in 1, 2. Everyone else is from somewhere. Not South Africa though. Hijacked. And Westgate. That place is 5 minutes away from the police station as a Kempton Park.
If you're talking about the dirty in Joburg, the dirtiness in Joburg, you have really to measure it with the dirtiness in ANC, because they've led our country to be like this. They let our main Josie to be like this. I mean, I've experienced the worst. You know those ladies that they plot hair? The other day, I saw them next to the High Court, Ufan Brandis. They were peeing on the street. They just shoot them with the cars there. Inside the town. Like, so
for me, I think my challenge is presentation on the book. Is why these people, as they're analyzing, they don't physically go there and walk and see how horrible is Joburg. The smell is unbearable. Like, guys, the crime is on another level. Like, oh God, the parking, ayiko. Like, it's so congested. It's traffic. Amarobot awasebenzi. Nabantaba committee crime. Like, they will mock you. Daylight. No one will even help you. And my question is, those cameras as corner, those inner seat cameras, what purpose are they serving?
Aye, let the DA come and run Josie. People are talking about my townships. Those people in townships are not paying rates and taxes. So how can we deliver them services for things they don't pay for? Those of us who are living in the suburbs, we pay our rates and taxes, we will benefit from this. And I believe in 5 years, DA if it can be a DA, fully run DA ward, not coalition. They can change things in 5 years. You can see a difference. So by cleaning, don't be like Cape Town. There's a reason why Cape Town is voted number 1 in the world, or the top destinations in the world. It's because of this, because of the DA. So Minai, I'm 100% for DA.
First of all, I'll try us. 2, when Pasakas by Patalama rates and taxes.
And it's also a lot of the people there are impoverished, number 1.
My brother, I don't know if we get Galanga.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard about the crimes that are committed in Cape Town. When you're talking about Camps Bay, obviously they're protecting the rich. They're protecting Europeans.
When you land in Cape Town, the first thing you see
the DA is not going to do jack.
And also, got 2025, guys. You still believe in political parties to that extent.
Dude.
To think that there are some messiahs, they'll come in, they'll sweep. If you see the power struggle within GNU, within all these coalition governments in the cities, you'll actually realize that politicians are out for politicians. Yes, maybe in our opinion, some are better than others or some are worse than others. Guys, we need to do better, I think, as well as a people. We are the ones that are littering. We are the ones robbing people. We are doing it. It's not an ANC cadre who's getting into a Joburg CBD and pointing a gun at. We are the problem, because I don't even understand, even these small parties as KG, that mushroom, why are they not movements of change? Because not all of them are going to win the elections and rule the country. Why are all these parties selling their mushroom? They don't have great following. Why don't they go and be a force for change in small areas, do a community building thingy, serve the community, and people will remember you for it. It's your legacy.
Politics about power. Everyone wants to gain power. And that's it.
A few of them do.
Yep.
Very few.
No, guys, that's good. Nabasugela to a certain extent. Slowly but surely, they're actually fixing the country. Josie, I think beginning of this year or something like that. Corner woman, I look Baba, she say Josie, except Su, but he needs Josie. I will told I kini la babadulek saying you very when mean I told us and then currently so there's this place where I'm looking at my vendor money. I think that's Chabani Mall. Currently you won't find any vendors unless get maybe from a permit. 1, 2. Maranje, Amameto recently they've been patrolling that area whereby there's no longer vendors is illegal food. Let me say that. So they are trying, guys.
Guys, and about
do you know
vendors?
For a sec,
I'm just putting it,
no vendors. I'm like, what tribalistic thing is until
you're smarter than
that. Wow. Informal traders. I was like, no vendors? What?
Drive 959 ithini ngitshele ngeJozi. eJozi eTexini akumelanga uvule iwindow uphathe ifone iyahamba iphuma ngewindow ungazi ukuthi iphume kanjani. eJozi bangithathela amacici endlebeni yami bawahlutha endlebeni same time umfana wajump istrade wabaleka. eJozi awukwazi ukumove awukwazi ukuhamba ukutsa imoto ukutsa abantu abalahlela udodi phansi uyashelela uyawa. iJozi ke leyo i-nightmare iJohannesburg. And lento ishoyo ukuthi uhambe ngefoni ku-back pocket you can't. Kumele uma uhlika kule transport ohlika kuyo uziqoqe uqoqe into zakho before wehla ubeke yonke into safe ukuthi uyifaka phi kuzobonakala phambili. Bakusika ama-handbag yo hayi shame iJozi.
I think Joburg should start doing like in Pretoria. Pakile fela bona. Tabana ntweng ma metro ba thowile koloi ya hao mfana o tla tshwara matsoho mo tlhohong. So that go be le order batho ba park in the right places go ska ba like go ska tlala man. Like Joburg ke tshwantse ba etse something about it. Ba ka netse ba re metropolis wa rena o ka mokgomo mara e ba o crossa paka sharp we lo totla ilontsha koloi ya hao ko pounding kwa ka 2000 or 4009 no.
Na lo le ihlulekile ekhayelitsha nasegooks man asizozwa ngabo nje. Government sucks nje in general whether belungu or abantu abamnyama kuyafana nje.
Lo angazosiphaphela siyabhadala ama-rates and taxes futhi akahamba ahlale eCape Town noma ufuna uhlala eCape Town ahambe nalo zilo wakhe asiphaphela lo.
Make it make sense
with Ayanda Nyati. If you missed it live, catch the podcast on kaya959.co.za.